Hello, my name is Chevalier, and welcome back for another episode of Colombian Space Initiative in Supreme Rule Ultimate. And in previous episode we started attacking towards Kansas, but we're not quite there yet. Or Kansas City anyway. And then in here we attacked Memphis. We did actually manage to capture it. Just barely, but we did. And then I think we're going to start pushing towards a bit more north along there, although there's that land production there that I'd like to take away from the enemies. How many do they have, actually? 16 land production still. I believe that's 10 air and 7 naval, although not entirely sure if that's it. Oh, I suppose we can... Yeah, okay, so land, air, naval, and rockets. And they don't have all missiles, and they don't have any missile production. Neither do we, to be fair. Right, so they got a bit of combat lifters there. I suppose I'll just send in the tanks to get rid of them. Oh no, did we just run out of supplies? I think we did. Send 7 of them away, so it's a full stack. Hopefully these can get away before they're destroyed. That would be a bit unfortunate. Now we should be able to attack there without too many issues. There's also another one over there. There's some places down here that we can probably take. Oh, actually getting close to Springfield. One of the many. Right, well let's move it in over there. Take Joplin. And these can start attacking over here. Let's take some of the crows over there. And some of the tanks over there. There we go. These, I suppose they could attack Topeka, but I'm not entirely sure if we will have the strength to actually do that. Although if we can get infantry in there, then it should be fine. Without infantry, it may be slightly difficult. Okay, Joplin is going mostly okay. I'm not entirely sure if we'll have the strength to actually take that, because we're running out of supplies already. We did take that one. The industrial complex there. I suppose what we could do is we could send in you to capture that industrial complex and then turn back around. You guys get into that industrial complex. And right, you're just all going to be repaired. We did actually repair one of the crows now. I can send you back towards the front. I will take those over there. Slowly move around some of the troops. Ah, and we got another barracks in Reno. Oh, that's finally going to increase the supplies in here. Hopefully enough so that we can keep these supplied and maybe capture a bit more of the terrain around so they won't be able to see what's going in there. Although they won't be able to see what's going outside of their territory, to be fair. At least they shouldn't be able to. Right, so Jackson is town. It does have a artillery unit. Not particularly modern one though. Oh, we lost a tank. Oh, right, Joplin. Right, well let's pull back. I think we can't do too much more right now. There must have been some unit that tried to go through there. Not entirely sure if it's still there or not. Start moving a bit more troops down that way though. Yeah, I probably should have waited for the infantry to actually arrive for this battle before attacking, although it did lower the amount of garrisons by a fair amount. At least their strength by a fair amount. We just need to wait for them to retreat. Oh, I didn't realize that we were unable to take that. Oh, it was probably the Marine that kind of delayed that battle. Okay. That might be it. Some artillery closer, some air guns closer. Oh, and a few more crows have been repaired. Let's move them in here. Right, so if we could go to Jackson and take the land production in here, that would be quite nice. That would also give us another rail crossing in here that should be relatively easy to defend before we head towards Columbia and Nashville. Oh, and a radar station in here. Oh, right. This is kind of the northern flank right now. I want to get some sight in there in case there's planes flying around. There's also some crows in here that we could utilize. I would probably build these rather recently. I would imagine, or at least one of them. We are building... Ooh. Right, air defense, aircraft production, air base. And then we've got the radar. Okay, that does track. Go ahead and capture that in the meanwhile. And this stack of crows... Is that is a 7 stack, okay. So let's sit over there. Do we have any supplies? We do have 12% supplies here. Do we have any in here? No, unfortunately not. We do have 6 over there, so we might be able to get supplies all the way there. Just put a trench in there, and we can then defend that crossing relatively easy. I would imagine anyway. I suppose what I could do is I could get you over there. We've got a bit more crows over here. That can be moved forward. Now, Kansas is probably the next place that we really need to start focusing on. But first, let's take away the artillery on the flank there that has been bombarding us for a while. Also, you should probably go in there. Joplin is still not ours. We've got some infantry moving in. Once they're ready to move in, we'll probably capture that. Right, so you destroyed the garrison there. Do we have... I suppose... Yeah, we'll move the tanks in closer. We can move in the infantry already to attack Topeka. And once everything's ready, we'll just move in. Ah, there we go. We'll capture the Camp Clark. Just a little bit longer, and then we'll move in with the tanks. So that tanks can take most of the damage, but it will take quite a while for the garrisons in there to actually destroy any of the tanks. Meanwhile, the infantry can do the close quarters combat for them. Alright, so we can take that one. That infantry is still on the move. I suppose what I could do is I could move in some artillery down here. That should be close enough to give some bombardment damage. You can get into the industrial complex. And the infantry is doing fine-ish job. So move one of those tanks back at least. Currently in a bit of a wounded state. Oh, there's another barracks over there, which they've been repairing things in by the looks of it. Now, are we ready to move for... Oh, hello. I didn't realise that they brought in one of those. Not that it's that big of like a threat or anything. It's just a slight surprise, that's all. We've got a couple of crows in here, plus a lot of anti-air guns. Let's just move them closer. But over here, we should probably start gathering up some of the infantry closer to attack into Starkville. Let's take a quick look at the situation near Kansas. Oh, they brought in the tank there, okay. That's what's delaying us. Well, let's get into Topeka. I mean, the rest of this can be captured with just infantry, I reckon. So we can start moving. You probably just gather up there. We've got a couple other units over here that can probably move in there. These can move in over here. We just capture that. I'm going to move in there. I'm just going to leave 2 in that installation to make sure that it's defended. And the infantry can move in there. We can move in the tanks once again. Give a bit of support. That marine is still going to be a problem. But now we've got quite nice firepower. Although these already run out of supplies. Okay, so they were not fully supplied, clearly. Not even nearly. Well, that's one garrison down. And the rest should fall rather soon. Now, especially that the infantry got into combat. So that will be sorted out soon enough. Start doing a bit more patrolling around here. Cutting out the road so they can't send in more troops. Those really need to get some repairs. I'll leave these to entrench in there for the time being. What I can do is I can get you a little bit closer. Got a lot of infantry in here. Do we need to... I'll leave some of them just in case. I can take 6 easily. Move them over there, so we'll have some more troops into Kansas. Oh, to move into Kansas. And... Right, these infantries can move into Starkville. I suppose I could move in some tanks to help with this adventure here. It should go fairly quickly. I'm going to take Columbus and Tupelo. I wonder, do we have troops to attack Jackson yet? We just throw away some of the enemy in there. Do we have... We've got one tank that is currently being repaired there. Got a mechanized unit over here. This will be fine. We still have infantry protecting our flank. Move you over there. Okay, so we did manage to destroy the enemies inside the city. Took a bit of damage, but didn't lose any units. So that is quite handy. I suppose what I could do is I could send in the tanks from here. Maybe the crows as well. To take out the industrial complex over there, north of the road. You should probably fall back to get some repairs, so should you. The rest of these need to go, or especially the tanks need to fall back to resupply. After that we can start pushing forward again. Right, so you're just waiting for the reinforcements to arrive there, which is going to take some time. Although, you have been repaired. Suppose I could send you over there. How many do we have here? I'm going to take 2 of these and combine it with the rest of these. So let's entrench. Entrench. Another green beret. Has been repaired. Oh, we did take Joplin, right. So let's go ahead and entrench in there. Just so that we can get the supplies flowing in there a little bit faster. And yeah, how are we doing in here? We've got the infantry. Let's go ahead and move them over there. They'll start attacking Lee Summit, then Independence. That sounds a bit wrong, to be fair. Although not the first time that we've done that in this playthrough, I suppose. Okay, that price is still actually quite high. I'm going to increase that to 55% at least. How's the timber doing? Timber seems to be doing alright. Still selling plenty of that. Oil is, or petroleum is doing fine. Coal? So what I could do is we could increase the production of that to max again. Then metal ore, not necessarily worth producing too much of that. Extra, same with uranium. Electric power seems to be doing okay-ish. There's still a profit margin of $7, although I suppose that is quite massive still, so I'm going to lower the production to about 3.5 million right now. There we go, so 68%. And then military goods. I could technically increase, like that is still quite massive profit margin. On the other hand, what I can do, I can just sell some of the reserves that we have there. And that should give us quite a bit of money to work with for the foreseeable future. Let's move these closer so we'll maybe start shooting down the lifters that they keep sending in. Okay, you did actually now move back. Have you been resupplied yet? You have been resupplied. Okay, and these I presume are supplying? No? They've also resupplied. Okay, let's gather you up there. I think with the tanks and... yeah, I think we're going to take Tupelo first. I suppose I could send these troops to attack there as well. Where did I... Right, so this is the Crow stack. Or Murder of Crows, as would be the appropriate name. Let's move in there to take Jackson. It does have a lot of infantry in there and a massive garrison, to be fair. So that is going to be a problem. We did get a massive chunk of money from selling the military goods. Do we have a lot of industrial goods? We do, actually. And the industrial goods price has dropped quite drastically as well. Okay, well let me drop the production of that a little bit. Go back to 30%. And then I suppose what I can do is I can sell maybe 100,000. Okay, that one probably needs to pull back already. World market relations are still rather bad. Let's have a look. What is the subsidy rate? 14.3. So I think it's grown by 0.2% rather recently. I'm not entirely sure. Right, let's move you there. You can probably move closer. We've got the tanks over here that can move in closer. And then we'll attack into Tupelo. In the meanwhile, let's have a look at Kansas. How are the infantry has arrived in position? Or in the location that they're supposed to be in. Those are still repairing. What I can do is I can sneak these next to Kansas. We can send in a couple tanks to assist there with some firepower. And also take out some of the hits. There is Canadian artillery there, but it shouldn't be firing right now. At least not us. Because for some reason the Canadians do not hit us. Oh crap, that crow is about to be dead. Yep, it died. Need to keep a bit better track of this combat. Also, you should probably just go get some repairs in the meanwhile. The garrisons in Jackson are going down though. Slowly but surely. And then after that I just get the land production and the industrial complexes here. Then we may need to push to that one because that seems quite a useful location to have. And then keep on pushing. Oh, actually. Do we have... We don't actually have all that much infantry in here, do we? We do have over here, however, so we can start moving that in and take the industrial complex there. I will send you to be repaired. I will actually move this stack a little bit closer, so if and when they send in more planes, we should be able to at least deal a bit more damage in return. Over here we lost a unit, but Kansas City is slowly falling. That one needs to pull back. Infantry has now arrived into the combat, so that garrisons in Lee Summit should be going down faster than it was before. Let's get into Kansas City. And then this stack can probably go ahead and capture the two industrial complexes there. Let's have a quick look at their military approval rating. It was at 80% in previous episode, now it's 72.2. We have been pushing quite hard. So that is quite nice. Plus, I think they do still have some money. So from time to time I do check how they are doing in terms of economy and all that, so I kind of happen to know that they haven't been doing too well. Let's have a look. Have they managed to research anything recently? Not as far as we know. Now, there's still a long way to get to Washington DC though, so the war isn't over. Far from it, actually. Alright, let's get these a little bit closer. You can probably join that group. Infantry is still waiting for reinforcements, although this group of infantry could probably go in there. Now, we lost some more territory, but that was to be expected. There's quite a bit of places over here that would be rather swift to capture. And then over here we got a few more units that we could probably send in. Let's go and destroy that one. And that one. Because the problem with these helicopters is that I think they technically do go up in air and then they shoot. But they go back down to ground level before anyone can react on them. At least on the AA units. Or maybe they just don't go down, or they don't even go up at all. They just fire from 16 kilometers away. Or more than 16 kilometers away. Okay, Jackson is holding. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these. Go and destroy the artillery first so we're not being bombarded constantly. We're going to move you closer. Shoot down the planes that are flying in. Combat over here is going okay-ish. One of the crows does need to pull back though. Right, we destroyed that. Let's quickly go and capture it. Then we'll pull back. There is some artillery over there. That is... oh, that is a small town, I see. How are we doing over here? We got quite a bit of infantry that we could probably start moving in towards Columbus. I suppose I could send you down to be repaired. I'll pull in the other crow as well. Or out of there, rather. Let's send in the crows now to attack on the land production here. Next to Jackson, so I'm assuming it would maybe be called Fort Jackson, I don't know. My knowledge of the US geography has quite a bit of gaps. Right, well, we'll capture that. Let's go ahead and take out the industrial complex while we're at it. And over here we got tanks, I suppose. 3 tanks might be enough. We can also send in the infantry if need be, and we destroy the garrison there. There is another military complex over there to the northeast from Springfield. Now we've got a massive infantry stack here. Let's just move that closer first. And we use some of the tanks, not all of them, some of the tanks in attacking. And over here we're going to move in the infantry closer. You can get into the city. Kansas, we did destroy the garrison by the looks of it. I'll just take 7 units into Kansas City, then we're going to move into tanks as well. So Independence is going to be under fire right now. Okay, over here, yeah, the infantry is still moving. I'm not focusing a lot on the Western Front right now because there's just not that valuable places other than all the way into like Seattle area. But, well, I suppose Portland might be okay-ish. But, like, it's quite of a land to go through before we can get into any of the good lands. Do we have supplies in here now? We do! Well, that's quite handy, at least on some of this. And we are getting this supply depot in a month from now, more or less. That infantry group could probably be moved up north, though. Just to prepare for our assault down there. Also, did we destroy... Oh, yes, we did destroy the units over there, so we actually control all of that now. We still don't control everything down here. We got a decent chunk of infantry, though, so let's do a sea transport into La Paz. I think there's going to be 4 garrisons there, maybe. So it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Are we... Yeah, that price has gone down, although that... The production cost for the industrial goods hasn't grown either. So... might still be making mostly the same amount of... Oh, hold on, I mean, there's something that we're not... okay, the consumer goods... Oh, agriculture price has dropped quite dramatically, hasn't it? It has only dropped, although... Oh, there's been quite a bit that we didn't sell. I see. Well, that would make a bit of a difference, wouldn't it? Let's see, that's still $9. That's $12 from coal per ton. Electricity is still $8, although, yeah, that price isn't great, to be fair. It's cheap, but not great. Right, that crow needs to go get some repairs. Oh, we almost lost one of the infantry there, but we didn't. But yeah, that offensive over there has been quite successful. Now then, we capture another spy from USA. Alright then. Get these a little bit closer. I suppose since we captured that, I don't think they'll be able to get to Memphis anytime soon, so we can start moving you forward. If we take Paducah, probably not the way to pronounce that. But anyway, if we can take that, that would be nice. Let's go ahead and capture that, hold the crossing for the time being. Then we're going to focus a little bit more on the south here. And then also start to go towards St. Louis, I reckon. So Springfield is going to be attacking now. We'll move in some of the tanks to assist with that. Actually, we'll need to give them the entrench order. And these tanks can probably go and help from the other side. And you can start pushing further. Yep, that seems to be going fairly well. Still 12 days away from early warning signs. Okay, these tanks are actually losing or running out of supplies already. I think we're just going to pull them back now. They did what they were supposed to do, aka distract the garrisons until the infantry actually gets into the battle and can, you know, destroy them one by one. We're actually losing money quite rapidly right now, aren't we? Well, relatively rapidly anyway. So is there some special reason? Not using a lot on construction, that's for sure. I suppose what I could do is I could lower the espionage funding a little bit. Let's like halve that. It's not a massive boost or anything. And then you can probably be put to about 40. Okay, 42 is probably fine. Again, it's not a massive savings, but it will save us a little bit in the long run. Now you can get into Springfield. That warrior elite needs to go get some repairs, so I'll send that back. Over here, I suppose the tanks might be able to attack the military complex now. And then the other group of tanks over here can take that one, and Independence has been taken away. Right, I was supposed to give you orders to take that one. Let's get the crows across the river. And then we should be able to take Fort Leavenworth. Although there's quite a bit of garrisons in there, so that might be slightly expensive. We'll move in some artillery closer, I suppose. We've got quite a bit of troops in here still. Let's keep them on the road again. Oh, okay, there is quite a bit of garrisons there, and we run out of supplies already, so we'll need to pull back. These ones, on the other hand, did succeed. We should be able to take out the industrial complex in here. They do have a plane circling around, which is a bit unfortunate for us. Alright, we took that one away. Do we have more troops over here? We do have some tanks. Not entirely sure how well they are resupplied. Yeah, they are. Okay, good enough then. But we are actually out of time for this episode. What I'll probably do is, between the episodes, I'll capture a little bit of this area, just so that we can maybe take a strike, or strike against St. Louis in the next episode. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.